Welcome to World Buzz Bulletin. The crisis in Iran has reached a bloody new milestone tonight as human rights organizations report that at least 48 people have been killed since the current wave of anti-government demonstrations began nearly 2 weeks ago. Despite a brutal crackdown by security forces, more protests have erupted across the country, fueled by a potent mix of economic desperation and a demand for fundamental political change. What started as a focused outcry against the collapse of the national currency has now expanded into a broad-based movement that is challenging the very foundations of the state. The death toll, verified by independent monitoring groups, includes several teenagers and bystanders caught in the crossfire as police and plainclothes agents used live ammunition and tear gas to disperse crowds in major urban centers. In cities like Mashhad and Shiraz, witnesses describe scenes of intense street-to-street confrontations, with protesters setting fire to government buildings and security kiosks. The government, while acknowledging some fatalities, has dismissed the rights groups' figures as propaganda and continues to blame Western-backed provocateurs for the mounting violence. The rapid escalation of the conflict is being driven by several critical factors. The economic breaking point. With the Rial's value continuing to slide, many families can no longer afford the most basic food items, leading to a sense of survival-driven bravery among protesters who face armed security units. State media blackout. In response to the growing unrest, the authorities have severely throttled internet access and blocked social media platforms, making it increasingly difficult for activists to coordinate or share evidence of abuses with the outside world. The role of the Revolutionary Guard. Reports suggest that the elite IRGC units have been deployed to the most volatile regions, signaling that the leadership is prepared to use maximum force to end the defiance before it reaches the capital's most sensitive districts. As international condemnation of the violence grows, the UN Human Rights Council has called for an immediate cessation of force against peaceful demonstrators. However, on the ground, the barrier of fear appears to have shattered for a generation of Iranians who feel they have been abandoned by their leaders. With funeral processions for those killed often turning into new anti-government rallies, the cycle of violence shows no sign of abating. The coming days will be a critical test of whether the state's hardware can suppress a movement that is increasingly powered by the sheer weight of economic collapse. Thank you for watching World Buzz Bulletin.